Hey guys, Jonah here, back with more beer. And yeah, this one is from the Hagstravaganza box, which I thought might be a collaboration beer yesterday, but doing some more research, it isn't. However, it is from this box, Hagstravaganza. And there's a nice article about people that brewed this, which is Mont Hardi. The beer is called Keltoi, which is a Kolsch, a Kolsch style ale, and it's brewed for the Hagstravaganza, basically brewery beer festival. Well, actually, it's a birthday thing. Um, Pardon me, for the White Hag Brewery in Ireland. It's their 8th birthday, or it was a month ago, 2 months ago, something like that. Um, so all of these beers essentially were available or had a connection with the White Hag, brewery. So let's have a look at the kind of flavour profile, like you know I do. Keltoi from France. It's a Kolsch style beer. It's quite mellow. Looking at that spider diagram over here, it's quite mellow, as Kolsch's should be. A pleasantly well-balanced beer with a surprisingly nuanced complicity. Um, a delicate bouquet of honey supported by the grainy malt and doughy wheat characteristics, with a hint of white seed fruits, medium carbonation, thank God, blah, 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 using pearl and Hersbrucker. Now, for those of you that don't know, Kolsch is a really interesting German style. So it's kind of protected, I guess. So that's why they're calling it a Kolsch style beer. But essentially what they do is, instead of making a lager, this is very much like a lager, but it uses ale yeast, but just at a lower temperature. So it's not specific lager yeast. And I don't think they do any actual lagering to the beer. But yeah, really, really interesting beer style. There we go. Brewed for Hagstravaganza. There we go. Brewed and packaged by Mont Hardi. Keltoi is the origin of an ethnic group who came to be the Celts. Celtic culture spanning Ireland, Great Britain, parts of Gaul, i.e. France. True collaboration. A Germanic beer made by Irish and French brewers. So maybe the Hag guys, the White Hag, maybe they went over to France to help these boys out to brew this beer. That would be interesting. I know this beer has been brewed specifically for Hagstravaganza, but also for distribution by Beer 52, which is always good. And it's so nice not to have a beer really, really overcarbonated. Because I've had a few of those, and this has been in the fridge for a while. Let's turn it around. So I always like to give you a nice view of the can. It's quite cool. Where are we? Just over a finger. Finger of fudge is just enough. And that is a lovely, lovely white head. Obviously, it's been in the fridge. But unlike proper lagers, not very clear, which is unusual. Let me see if we have some. Oh, it didn't say 4.8%. That one is, which is cool. Doesn't say if it's filtered at all. Doesn't say the vegans would love this one. So yeah, there's no real reason that they wouldn't have used any clearing things in here or time. I'm getting Yeah, I'm getting that kind of bready toast thing on the nose, which is quite interesting. Wow, look how much that head has disappeared. That's interesting. Oh, they did mention sort of yeasty, bready, doughy kind of stuff. Let's try and focus on there again. We've got some wheat in there. So water, barley, wheat, hops, and yeast. I don't know if the Germans would use, whoops, any wheat in there. But hey, the French guys do. So chamal. Yeah, quite light though. So I'm expecting this to be quite lager-like. So chamal. That, oh, is very, very clean. But it does have a very light flavour. Yeah. Weirdly, I'm also getting, I don't know what yeast they use for this, but I'm getting a tiny, maybe a tiny little hint of kind of phenolic banana type stuff that I really like in the Belgian or some of the Belgian style beers and in some of the German style beers. Oh, absolutely fantastic. Pearl and Hersbrucker. So I know Hersbrucker is used in a lot of sort of lager type beers in Germany. Pearl, not as much knowledge on that, although it is a kind of noble like hop. Oh, I know. I said yesterday um, that a lager drinker could easily be converted by that smash beer that I had. Um, but this one is so much closer to a kind of lager style. You could pour this and give this to someone and say, yeah, this is a lager. And if they sort of went, wait a minute, it's not very clear, you go, it's a Kolsch, or a Kolsch style. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Um, but yeah, really, really clean, really nice. This is very much like like a northern kind of style. I know they didn't exactly say, and I probably look to see where these guys actually were in France. Um, the fact that they're north and they're talking about Celtish kind of things makes perfect sense because the Celts obviously came across, and people in Gaul who speak Celtish or a proto-Celtish language or whatever you'd call it, very similar to people in Cornwall, Wales, and Scotland and Ireland. So I'll drink to that. My Celtic brothers and sisters in France. There is a very, very thick line up here where the initial head was, but no other ones. So I'm going to say that's probably due to the wheat in this beer. Um, I would love to say that I can remember, because my memory is absolutely awful, where the Kolsch style beers actually were from, because they're in a specific place in Germany, and I cannot remember. They are served by the waiters with the leather sort of aprons on, and they literally come round with a big dispenser or like a tapped keg or a jug or whatever, and they just top you up. But they only put a little bit in your glass, and then what you do is you get your beer mat and you stick it on the top of the glass, and they know not to come and fill up your glass again, which is kind of random, but really clean. Yeah, clean, crisp. Oh, if I had, is it within arm's reach? No, I have a book somewhere in the bookshelf over there uh, that tells me about world beers, and this style is definitely one of them. And the other thing is, Mont is my little boy over there, and I know I showed you him the other day, but let's turn the thing around. There he is. There, he's called Monty, which is another fantastic connection that I've got with this beer. So, cheers to you, Monty. Cheers to you guys. I mean, I'm around a 10-minute thing, but this is it's such a light beer. It's got the kind of yeasty kind of thing. It does have some bready undertones, but it's pretty dry. It's pretty standard, to be honest, but a really nice clean beer. Totally inoffensive. No massive amount of hops. Very low IBUs. Just under 5%. Really nice, easy drinking beer that you could drink at a beer festival, have no problems at all. This has been Uncle Jonah here, drinking beers so you guys don't have to. If you can, try and seek out these guys, especially if you're in France and you see these people. Mont Hardi, Keltoi. Don't know if you can still get that beer, but if you look out for a Kolsch style beer, let me know what you think. You could even put the comments down below in this video. Cheers and beers, guys. It's Sunday. That is why I've got my MotoGP hat on. I'm also still, I hate to say it, but still wearing my my racing carb t-shirt because I fell asleep, and it's in Japan. So believe it or not, it's very early in the morning. So when you're watching racing from Japan, you have to get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning to watch it. Anyway, that's what you do if you're a fan of sport, isn't it? Cheers and beers, guys. We'll see you real soon. I reckon I'll try and get a sneaky one in tomorrow, but shh, don't tell anyone. Shaman.